Thank you, Brima. I'm honored to serve currently as the programs director for an amazing institution, an incredible institution called Trust Africa. And I'm humbled to be speaking before you today in front of many of my own heroes who are in the audience. And it's wonderful to come after our latest superstar, Nekesa. We are an institution of superstars, and she's the latest superstar to join the institution. Your words were just on point and incredible. I've been given a very few minutes, so I wanted to just talk about three things, building off the process that we've been engaged in, our strategic planning process as Trust Africa. The first is to do with looking at the watch and understanding what time it is. In other words, being able to characterize the moment we are in historically, so that we know what task we need to attend to. Through our engagements and our conversations, we have said this is a turning point in history. This is the end of a historical cycle and, of course, the emergence of the next historical cycle. When you look at the issues that are concerning us globally, continentally, and nationally, we are saying they've transcended the realm of problems. They've now become a crisis. And when we are saying problems, we are talking of things that you can attend to through routine procedure, through everyday thinking, through our management frameworks. We can solve those. But when we are saying it's a historical crisis, we are saying we need a new paradigm shift. We need new thinking to be able to provide solutions to the questions that are concerning us. And it's at many levels. We are also saying that the ideas that have anchored our societies, that have anchored our thinking up to this point, have become exhausted. They have lost their capacity to be able to solve the most pressing concerns that we have in the realm of peace and security, in the realm of climate change, in the realm of basic livelihoods, in the realm of basic guarantees to the next generation that there is a future. The ideas have lost their capacity to be able to give us answers to that. So that is our starting point. The second level to that is the question of, in our agenda, it has been put forward as think tanks. But we are saying that knowledge is critical in us being able to transcend to the new paradigm that will give us the answers that we need today. We need to engage in an unprecedented knowledge project that provides new answers. The answers that we are dealing with today, most of them were provided in 1944 and 1945. That's when the IMF was created, the World Bank was created, the United Nations was created. These were all answers at a moment like the moment before us today. So we are saying we need a new project to be able to provide answers that are up to date, that can take us into the next arena, into the next era. And for us, we are then saying it's important, there's an important role for think tanks, there's an important role for academics, there's an important role for intellectuals, African intellectuals, to be able to provide and generate that knowledge. But we are going beyond that. We are challenging ourselves and asking the question of where does knowledge come from? And we recognize that knowledge also comes from spaces that are outside of the academia, that are outside of the intellectuals, that are outside of think tanks. Knowledge comes from struggles. The language we like to use is that in struggle, a struggle produces both heat and light. The light part of the struggle is the knowledge. When we hear fees must fall in South Africa and they are saying, no, we are insisting that a big part of the state's budget must go towards funding education, that's actually a hint of a solution. So struggles produce heat, they produce light. So we are saying, can we combine the knowledge that comes from our experience, that comes from the struggles of social movements, of civil society, of the labor movements, of community struggles, of young people fighting for all these rights? Can we combine that into ideas that will inform what we are advocating for as the next era? Then I'll move to the last point, which is the third point around agency, because our agenda spoke about think tanks, civil society, and philanthropy. For that, we are saying we must have an understanding then of how does change happen? How does history move forward? And we are insisting that we move forward when communities, when citizens, when activists, when civil society organizes itself and attends to the issues that are at hand and insist on the changes that need to happen. The point is that it's not just a technical issue. I'm here, Asefa has come in because it was part of our conversation over breakfast today. It's not just about having the knowledge, which is the point I was belaboring earlier, and proffering technical solutions. It's actually a political question to then say, how is that taken up and translated into momentum for change and transformation? And for that, we are saying the agency, civil society, young people, social movements are essential to be at the heart of owning this, championing it, driving it, and insisting and pushing and pressuring for the political will that needs to be there so that we can move from where we are to where we want to go, to our desirable futures. So those are the 3 points that I wanted to share, Ebrima. Thank you.